Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are playing a Kassai today. This is a matchup or a hero that I typically have trouble against. Well, at least in my local scene. I don't think I've had a decent matchup into it with Azalea, I guess. But with what do you call this? But with Mario, I'm currently 0-2. So yeah, it's not the best showing, at least on that end. Um, I did get some pointers on this matchup though, and apparently I should be going aggro into the deck, but I don't know, that hasn't exactly worked out for me. But we'll see what happens here. It may have just been how my local played the matchup, but yeah, this one seems to be fairly standard. My local did fat deck into me and basically just try to stop all my threats. So let's see how the aggro plan goes into this um into this parry here. Uh we do start off quite weak here. We had two traps in arsenal or in hand, and we didn't exactly have a good way to present damage, but we'll just go with leave no witnesses. If he blocks, we'll leave mark. And hopefully we can play Spinneret next turn. So I am gonna flick here. Just so we free up space for Graphene. Unless he's gonna... Oh, okay. He's not gonna let it hit. Of course he's not. Okay, so there's a D-React. So we'll see he's probably going for a more mid-range man, which I guess makes sense versus Assassin. Trapdoor. Does that trigger before I fix pitch? Because that'd be not good, right? So I think those are my two traps. Let's see. We do have one. Hmm. How do we play this? We have Graphene. Do a swing. Swing with this Codex. So what I've been taught is we could possibly take off turns for Spoils of War. Decide to block Copper Generation because that is one of the ways that Kassai could beat us in the long game. But at the same time, I was told that if we are ever at the point of blocking Saber, then we've already lost anyway. So let's think of a turn here. Up sticks into... Oh, no. So Spinneret into up sticks into Stains. We can Codex into Leave No Witnesses. I think we have a fairly set up turn, so let's just let him have the copper. Maybe we could just stop the next one with Den of the Spider. We're giving up copper, but I think it's alright. So we're gonna have a good attack. Sure. I just go then. I could have used Mask of Deceit here, but I don't think there's any benefit in doing so. Since we can basically just swing with Trapdoor regardless. And I am not keen on using any of these cards or discarding any of these cards at least. Maybe Prognosis if we did... what do you call this? If we got Orb Weaver, or the one that creates a Graphene, but I think we have a have a good hand anyway. So let's just use that. Can we even... No, we don't have the resources for it. So let's do this. Just present as much damage as we can. So we stains here into Clave, into Codex. He's insulated from Codex because he doesn't exactly have... Oh, he does have an arsenal. So it's not really going to bother him much, but it's fine. We're going to force a card up from hand. Okay. I cannot block that. And it looks like we're going to leave with a mark again this turn, which doesn't exactly do much for us since we're already Chaos Agent. And we're just going to go back to Brood. But what was that? A total of 9, 10, 14? I believe it was 14 or 13 damage. So, not too bad. Force a card in hand, and we get another Leave No Witnesses for trouble. For troubles. Okay. With a Frailty. How do we play this one? This one's a bit weird, I would say. Not exactly anything here. We have no stealth as well. So I think we're blocking, honestly. So I think we're blocking with Take Up the Mantle here. And then we can discard this for a trap. If we need to. And then really we could just swing back with... Yeah, I think we could just swing back with CNC. It's gonna go through, but it's okay. CNC for 6. No, actually... Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. We could probably swing with Graphene first. But I kind of want to keep the marks. If I was swing with Graphene here, and then he doesn't block it, we lose the mark. But he's likely gonna swing, or he's gonna likely block Command and Conquer. Yeah, he's probably gonna spend around, I don't know, armor 1 card, and that would leave the mark on, which I think we want to happen. We haven't drawn our Kiss of Deaths just yet. So if we do get the Kiss of Death here, we could possibly just transform to Black Widow and yeah, get a big turn then. So it doesn't look like we have it. Redback's gonna give us go again on whichever one we use anyway, so I think we're good. Let's see. What does he do here? +3 when this attacks. If it gets going again, so gets go again regardless. On it, gold, 5. Okay. Let's see what happens if we go through our turn, right? So we up sticks into Graphene, into Clave, Mark of the Black Widow, Stains of the Redback into Leave No Witnesses. That seems like a fairly strong turn. So I think we're gonna pass here. We're gonna take all of this and actually swim back. I don't think there's a reason for us to block. It's not like we're gonna be able to do so anyway. And from what I've learned, we don't really care about gold generation. Copper is the more important part, but again, if they ever get to utilize copper, we've already lost anyway. So let's just see what he does. Actually, just gonna swing with the next dagger. Alright, gives it +1. Don't really mind that. 3. Can pump it down. No pump. So we are going to present some arsenal disruption here, or at least force him to block if he wants to keep it. I think we're in a decent spot still. Not the best, considering we're behind in life, I guess, but we're fine. We have a good swing back, at least. So, yep, gonna swing graphene here for 5, I believe. 5 go again. 6. 4, or no, 3, 6. So we're going for like 16 possible damage, depending if they... Well, let's see. Okay, they take it, meaning we percent hand disruption at least. And go again, which is very good. It's going for 3, we can pump it to 6, and then we have an arsenal attack afterwards. So we are going to force this guy to block. He's going to have to think of this. If he blocks, we just armor. Sure. Take part of his hand, and then we percent more damage to arsenal. I like this. I think this is a good turn. We went for 5, 6. This is possibly 6 into 4. Again, 16. Not bad numbers. I guess that was all done, or we were able to do that just because we kept the mark, you know. Okay. I have a choice here. What if I... No, I don't want to snaps. Yeah, I don't want to snap here. I don't see a reason to do so, because you want to be able to hold that for Arcus of Death Black Widow turn. And we're likely gonna get that card soon. See if he gives the arsenal up. Means we are gonna lose our mark, but again, it doesn't exactly affect us this turn because we're just going back to Brood. Looks like it's letting it go. Let's see, is it react? Oh, it's interesting. Didn't get any value there. Oh, vanish the red. Good enough, I guess. But he still ends up having a 4-card hand, which is not exactly the best thing for us. And we get ourselves a sad one here. I mean, yeah, we could probably just take up the mantle into Mark of the Black Widow, Codex into Leave No Witnesses once more. I feel like that's a line we can take. It hinges on us being able to flick Cleave, though. Otherwise, it's just gonna be double trouble. Throw swords, +3, +3. So first swing's gonna be big. I don't think we block here either. I think we just take the damage. So we can swing back, I think. And if we can present some sort of disruption again next turn, we're Gucci. That is if we can present disruption. I don't think we've seen him use shelter, though. He has used 1 Fate for Seed. No shelters yet. We are going to be able to use Codex next turn. At least stop some of the bleeding. But our first attack is going to be double trouble. And we have to rely on Mark here. If he stuffs Mark, then we might have an issue. Not exactly. We could still use double trouble in general, I guess. But it would be nice if we could Mark of the Black Widow. At least take a card of hand, Codex of Frailty, and to again leave no witnesses, which would allow us to attack him, or to take his arsenal, or at least ask him for questions or ask him questions, and we can present armor card. Okay, so we flick here. Let's see what happens. We still have, well, one retrieve in deck. And that's the only way this one will work. Mark of the Black Widow. And I think we just go for it regardless. If it hits, we get go again. Good. No blocks though. Is he gearing up for a strong turn? It looks like he is. Okay. You were able to take one. Again, Codex. The witnesses. You can present just armor here. Yep. He's not exactly going to lose much. Battle Worn Temper. Okay. Yeah, he's not losing the armor, but we are giving him frailty. We're set up for another 5-card hand. Let's see what his swing back is here. Feel we're in a good spot, but I'm not sure. Actually gives us a card. Interesting. Okay, so it's a 3-card hand. That's not the best. Depends, I guess. I think we cash in on Mask here, but I'm not sure either. If we have some way to give go again. We can't mark. You pray for a red back, maybe? Because we can't use attack action card. It has to be a card. Yeah, this is awkward. Let's try it. Maybe we get lucky. Ooh, Widow. That's not too bad. That's a +3. We can make use of that. Yeah, so we basically just swing with. It's a big turn regardless, right? So 1, 5, 7, 10. If he doesn't block, we basically just won. Yeah, I think we have it. Graphene is going to be big for us, and we can discard Codex since we can't gain go again anyway. Yeah, I think we've won. It's easy to disrespect Graphene. I think this might be it. I have a feeling it's not going to block us. And if he is, we have 2 toxins, bro. That's going to kill him regardless, I think. He's going to have to assume that we're going to pump it to 8, right? At least 8. So we're looking at 8, 11, 14, 17, and a possibility to kill his blocks. Yeah, I think this is over. This is probably it. Okay. Yeah, what a difficult spot. This is a very hard question to answer. Scar tissue. And then I'm gonna. He can't even snag it, right? Because it's not an attack. So I'm gonna do this, then do trot along. And then wait for him to have a snag won't work. Because it's not attack action card. I won. GG. Ooh. That was nice. Okay. So maybe it does work. The aggro plan does work outside of my local. uh, I don't know. Maybe I just didn't play it the best way either when I was playing my local, but yeah, the guy did fat deck and was a bit more defensive into me picking his spots. And then when I break, he just swings back hard. I'm not sure what the difference is here. Maybe it's just more according to, or I guess it's just based on the list that the opponent's playing. But I guess Kassai can be different for each player, so maybe I am better into Kassai generally, playing an aggro plan at least. But maybe we have to adjust based on just how the local meta goes. Of course, we have to adjust based on how the local meta is, but yeah, that's one matchup I still haven't figured out. Well, at least how my local plays it, that is. But that was a fun game. I think we did okay there. We were able to present good amount of damage. It's interesting that we only have an average of 11.71. I mean, we did have like a 6 damage turn, which is kind of unfortunate. I mean, some of it, I'm not sure if this, what do you call it, accounts for possible disruption. So, yeah, maybe this isn't the actual value, but we did present 20 damage turn, a 16, 17, 14 damage turn. So we were just giving him a hard time. Like, this is a 17 damage turn. I still had a T-Tox, and I was just waiting on him to D-react or something to, I don't know. But it doesn't look like it was going to matter anyway. It's like -5. Yeah, a D-react wouldn't have done much. Anyway, that was a good game. Hope you enjoyed watching this one, and I hope to be playing more Kassais in the future just so I could get a better grasp of the matchup. I do think Kassai will show up in Nats. At least I know one person that will bring Kassai to Nats, so I don't know if there are many more. I'm not too familiar with the meta outside of my city, but yeah, it doesn't hurt to be prepared with for different heroes. I mean, so all right. Anyway, see you guys in the next one.